y'all. This is Dee.
And this is Shelby.
And we're from
Bitch Please.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode. We are episode 21.
20, I thought you said 22.
Just kidding, 22.
22.
And so we are here for another great day. But before we get started, as we typically do, Shelby, how are your screws?
They are fucked up right now, and that is all I have to say about it.
Same. Those are how my screws are. All right, so we're going to just try to get through this as best we can.
Let me tell y'all, we have been having a fucking time. So we started 2 hours ago.
Yeah.
And we tried, and I was wearing a different outfit. And then we were both not feeling it.
We had different topics and everything.
Yeah. And we were like, nah, we're not fucking doing this shit. So then we got food and we came back and we changed the topic. And now here we are today, just doing our best and doing the most that we can.
Yes.
So happy you're here with us.
Yeah. So today's topic, even though it'll be after the fact, today's topic is Mother's Day and just talking about moms and all that stuff. But this is going to come out on Tuesday, so it's after Mother's Day, but happy Mother's Day to everybody.
Happy Mother's Day.
Whether you're a dog parent, a child parent,
a bird parent,
a parent to friends, whatever to plants. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day to all the parents out there.
To all y'all.
To all the mommy parents.
All the mommy parents.
Yes.
All right, so let's get into it.
Let's talk about this shit. So I have been thinking about my whole life today. And I was just thinking about it and fixated on stuff, whatever. And I forgot that it's Mother's Day. And Mother's Day's hard for me.
Yeah.
It is a hard day for me. And then, we were talking about it in the car. And I started thinking about it. I was like, man, there's other women out there who also have a hard time on Mother's Day. It's like, I am estranged from my mother. We don't talk. I haven't talked to her in over 5 years now. There's a huge reason for that. Which I'm not going to get into today because I just don't have the energy to do that. But it's hard because, like, even though all the things that I went through with her, she's still my mom at the end of the day, and it's healthier for me to stay away from her. But, like, Mother's Day's hard because this is a day where, like, I want to reach out to her and I want to be like, Happy Mother's Day. How are you? How are you doing? But my brain makes it. It's almost like it produces this fantasy of like she's going to be a normal mom and be loving and kind, but I know the reality of it is not going to be that. So it just kind of sucks.
Yeah.
It kind of stings a little bit for me. Yeah. What about you?
Me and my mom are cool. Yeah. But I actually just talked to her this morning. That was really nice. It was cute and all that. Mother's Day is weird for me for completely different reasons, and that mostly has to do with the fact of kids and like having kids and not having kids and all that, and the ability to not be able to have kids. And in previous episodes, you guys have heard us talk about we both had surgeries and things like that. Kids were not really on the mind like that.
No.
But it does bring up something every Mother's Day because it just reminds me again that like that's not something that I will have.
Yeah.
Not something that I wanted, but just it's something that plays in the back of my mind. And it's always, I see like on social media, you see people with their families and you see people with their kids and you're like, that's super cute and all this other stuff. And it just, I don't know. I too have been in my head all freaking day. And it's just stuff that, you think about. And I think, also I've had some pretty significant surgeries around Mother's Day. 2 years ago I had my hysterectomy, and then last month, a few weeks ago, I had another procedure done, which it just makes you think. It put me in a weird spot.
Understandable.
So that's kind of where I'm at today, and just feeling like I was grateful I got to talk to my mom. I was really happy. She sounded happy, and she was having a good time, and they were planning on barbecuing and some other shit. So that was cool. Yeah, she was cool. This lady is hilarious. I always do a post for her, and she, wanted to make sure that I used some really nice pictures of her. So she decided to send those. So shout out to you, Mama.
But she picked some good ones.
She did. She picked some good ones.
I was like, okay, Mama.
Yeah, she did. She picked some really cool ones. And I was like, okay, girl, you out here doing it. I get it.
Yeah.
So that was nice. But yeah, it's always a little bit weird for me.
Yeah.
I talked to some other people today, and like I have some family or friends that whose mothers are no longer, you know, here, and it's extremely hard for them as well. So I just think about, like, for anybody that's like going through a hard time, whether your mother is here, whether your mother has passed, whether you're estranged from your mother, whatever your situation may be, like, it's understandable, and it's, you know, it is felt by a lot of people. So don't ever feel like you're alone. No. Understand that, you know, other people are experiencing those same feelings that you may have.
Absolutely.
And, you know, be gentler with yourself on this day. Maybe, you know, be around people that make you feel loved. Maybe be around, like, people that remind you of, like, a mother figure. Or just giving you that, like, nurturing, loving feeling.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. So, I know, and, like, I can imagine, like, you know, other women out there who are struggling with today like we are, you know, like I have friends who have lost children, you know, and I have friends who can't have children. I have, you know, all sorts of stuff, and it's just like, it sucks. You know, it sucks for them. And I know that there's a lot of women out there who struggle with this holiday, and like it's crazy because I didn't even realize I was struggling with it, because honestly I don't talk to my mother. I forget this holiday even exists. So it was like, it wasn't until we were talking about it where I was like, oh, that's why my mood is all off. That's why my mood is all off. You know?
No, I mean, I get it. And that's a good point. Like, you do have people, or you have women who either have lost kids or have not been able to have kids, or, you know, whatever the situation may be. And so, you know, that is extremely hard. That's really hard. You know, so.
But happy Mother's Day to those that are out there enjoying the holiday. We hope you guys enjoy it with your family and your friends and your kids or your plants or your dogs or your cats or whatever the fuck, you know, you have. But we just, you know, hope you guys are having a better holiday than we are. Because we a little fucked up today.
A little bit. I wish I could pull up the message one of my my line sister sent me a few years ago, because most of them are moms. And so there was in our group chat, she was like, happy Mother's Day to everybody. And she was like, happy Mother's Day to you. And I was like, hey girl, like, thanks, but I'm not a mom. And she was like, no, but she's like, I look at it like, you know, you're a mom to your friends, or you're a mom to your plants, or you're a mom to... And I was like, that's really nice. And it was actually really beautiful to hear.
That's really sweet.
It was really sweet. So I was like, damn, like, thanks girl for saying that.
Because we kind of get excluded.
You
know, not that I care at the end of the day, but like, we don't have kids. So the fact that she was very inclusive about it, that's like really beautiful.
It was sweet.
It's super sweet.
It was a thought, excuse me. It was a thought that I hadn't had, that like, you may have friends that you bring that to them or whatever. And I was like, damn, thanks girl. She'd be wise. She'd be wise. So.
No, for sure.
But yeah.
And we can swoop right into soft girl era.
Okay. What is soft girl era?
So the soft girl era is when you stop thugging it out, basically. When you stop being a hard bitch to everybody. When you are just decide to be more feminine, more vulnerable, more open, more honest, more truthful, like, and just being out there and just like really putting the feels out there and being open and receptive to love. That's what I think soft girl era is.
Cool.
Whether that's to another person or to yourself.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that a lot.
That's what I think soft girl era is, because when I think of like the thug era, where you out here and you just fucking compartmentalizing the fuck out of those feelings, and you're like, we ain't dealing with this now because I've got this to do, I have this to do, I have that to do, blah, 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 and you're in that masculine energy, you don't have room to be soft. You always have to be hard. You know what I mean? So it's like, to actually be able to experience that soft girl era is like very nurturing in a way. Where are you at? What era are you in right now?
I'm in my soft thug girl era.
Were you a little emotional, but also you ready to fight?
I understand. We knucking and bucking, and we also crying on the bathroom.
Also crying on the bathroom.
We're all of it right now. I mean, I feel like I had a mini, I guess, soft girl era, kind of. We're back to thug life a little bit. I mean, I can't even say we back to thug life. It's just kind of like, I'm still in my soft girl era, I guess. But the thug in me is like, hey girl, is it our time?
Can we show out now?
Can we show out, or are we sharing a space?
Are we? Yeah.
They've been real friendly lately. They've been sharing spaces.
That's okay. That's okay.
They've been sharing spaces.
That's okay. I think like I really liked the whole like when everybody came out on social media about like the soft girl era and stuff like that. I really liked that because I think for the longest time I've just been thug it out.
Yeah.
Thug it out. Like, just push through.
Yeah.
Just move on to the next. Like, go on to the next, you know? Oh, you don't have money? Grab another job. Oh, you don't have this? Do this. You know what I mean? And it's just always been that. There's never been self-care. There's never been, like, you know, I mean, I would go to therapy and stuff like that, but I've never actually been able to take time for me and without thinking or worrying about anyone else.
Like, consciously taking
Consciously
because that's the thing that I noticed
self-care.
I was not doing is I was just like, I would schedule my self-care time after my burnout.
Yes.
And it was already too late.
It's already too late.
But now I'm actually taking the time to be like, okay, I need to take this time to do whatever, whether it's me painting, whether it's me just chilling and listening to
100%.
music, whether it's me just doing absolutely nothing. I feel like that's what I need to do. And I'm happy that I'm actually taking the time to do that.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, I'm turning around and then after I have my self-care day or whatever, I go ahead and thug it out for the rest of the week. And I'm like, on my way to another burnout.
Yep.
Because I'm in that middle in that middle place right now.
Yeah. Well, also our jobs kind of make it hard because like we have to compartmentalize that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, I feel like I've been more, maybe not fully, like the thug in me and the soft girl in me are also sharing a space. But that soft girl era is kind of coming in more because I'm being more vulnerable. I'm talking more about my feelings. I'm like, you know what? Life's too short not to speak your truth. You know what I mean? Life's too short not to actually say what you want to say.
No,
you know what I mean? Tomorrow's not promised.
That's facts.
So it's like, if this is how I feel and I want to, you know, I want to say it. And it be, even if it's like, you know, more for me to be able to feel better, like that also matters. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. But it's just kind of allowing
space for yourself. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you on that, on wanting to just share like how you're feeling and things like that with people. I mean, we had that whole like, what was it, a couple of weeks ago where we're just like, I just want to let you know I love you, girl.
Yes.
Like, just doing stuff like that and letting people know. And sometimes it's not even about like hoping that people say it back or they receive that or they it's
reciprocated. Reciprocated.
It's not that you want it to be necessarily reciprocated, but it's just so that you can get it out there because you don't know.
100%.
You don't ever want your last word spoken to somebody to be something crazy. You don't want to have all these things you wanted to say and left unsaid. And well, a moment. Oh, clarity. All right, bitch.
Are you gonna listen? Are you gonna listen though?
I'm gonna listen. But yeah, I do feel that. I feel that.
Keep that shit in.
I'm gonna keep it in. But yeah, I mean, wow.
Love this.
Y'all just had this. I just had this wild ass realization while we were recording, and y'all get to experience me having that realization. So
after days of thinking about
joy. Yeah, like I've been.
Anyways.
So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah.
Like taking that time. I think it's beautiful. I think it's needed. I think me and you specifically are so hard on ourselves to just push and
all
go
the
in
time.
this because we're like, I'm all I got.
Yeah,
that's not necessarily the case.
No,
we got a little bit of a tribe.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
but it's hard to get that balance. But I feel like right now where I'm at is in that balance space.
Yeah. No, I mean, you and I are very similar in that regard, where it's like we have to keep going, we have to do more, and we have basically our favorite motto is it is what it is.
Love it.
Gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I mean? But it's also like at the end of the day, like, take care of you, baby. Like you need it. You need love. You need nurturing. You need comfort. You need care. You need to be able to sit in that feminine energy and not feel like you have to be this man all the time. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I don't mean like man, I mean masculine.
Yeah. Although sometimes I am the man.
So, you know I'm daddy.
No, you are daddy. Shelby got me together. She did my
I got daddy energy, baby.
She really took care of me real nice.
Yes, changed her oil, got her set up.
Yeah.
I'm her home mechanic.
Good. Yeah.
I'm her home mechanic.
But no, I agree with you. It's like taking that to make sure we're not just doing too much. It's hard. It's very hard, but it's important to take that time to just deal with it and really focus on and like we did a few weeks ago, really just tune into those things that we've been having to compartmentalize.
Yeah.
And really just take that time to really acknowledge those feelings, address those feelings if we need to.
Absolutely.
And just know that they're there.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, and I think it was actually really weird for me to be able to sit in my feminine energy for the first time. Because I was like, what is this?
Like, am I on my period?
I was like, I can just sit here and be soft. I don't have to be hard. I don't have to have... Because I have resting bitch face. It just naturally is my face. I look like this like all the time. Like, I shit you not. But it's like I get to be just soft. I get to be woman. I get to be... feel that, and I don't know if other people will laugh at this, but I just get to feel that womanly power. You know what I mean? Like I can sit in that that femininity. Famine?
I know what she meant.
I can feel that famine. That femininity. But yeah, I think it's just a beautiful thing. So I do like that's out there, soft girl versus thug era. So,
but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of, yes, it would be cool to be fully in your soft girl era or your full feminine energy, but I kind of like the fact that there is a little bit of both right now.
Yeah.
Because I feel like with everything that you, on one end, you kind of have to have the other, and that balance is keeping it like, together. And I can appreciate that.
Well, I feel like we have to have that balance because we are single women who have our own bills. We're very independent. So it's just, we don't have somebody there to, help us in any way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a partner or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's just, it's a nice balance though. You're right.
No, it is. It's great.
The thug's there. She's ready to go whenever I tell her to come out. She's ready to pop off.
Yeah.
Soft girl's also just chilling in a fucking silky robe and living her best life.
Homegirl's got that floor length with the feathers and it's
with
like
the feathers.
sheer.
Yes.
And she's just
like,
around.
Here I am.
Yeah, she's chilling. She got her little lingerie, And then the thug girl, she over there with her I don't know, with her cargo pants.
Girl, mine's got brass knuckles. Mine's ready to go. She ready to go. She ready to go. I used to own a pair of brass knuckles.
You would.
Just side note.
You would.
Side note.
You totally would.
I used to own a pair of brass knuckles.
I'm not surprised by that
at all. It said bitch on it.
I bet it did.
It said bitch on it. They were pink.
They were pink?
They were pink.
What?
Yeah. They were cute.
I'm not surprised by that.
So, since we're kind of talking about ladyhood. Chore. Yeah. Ladyhood. We have seen the reels out where they talk about man or bear, or man versus bear. Man or bear.
I think it's man or bear.
Man or bear, right?
If I can find it, I'll put it in this thing. So like, as we're talking, you should see it like pop up. If I can find it. If I can't find it, then shit ain't gonna pop up.
Yeah, that's okay. That's all right. But it is on Instagram. It's on TikTok. But there was this video. The specific video that I saw was the woman. She goes to her husband and she goes, "Hey, if we had to leave our daughter alone in the woods with a man or a bear, which one would you pick?" And the guy was like freaking out, and he's like, "That's actually a really hard question. I don't know." And he's like freaking out, and he's like, "I guess the bear, maybe the man. I don't know. Do we know this man?" And then she was like, "If it's a woman, how would you feel?" And he said, "Oh, I'd leave her with the woman."
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Quick.
She could go with the woman, no problem, right? And the lady goes like, she said, what did she say? She was like, well, that's how every woman feels when they have to walk to their car in the middle of the night. Is that fear of like, I'm not sure what could happen,
And that blew his mind.
Blew his fucking mind.
He was like, I have never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
That's a scary thought that you as a man was like, I don't know, do we know this man? Like, what is he on?
Yeah.
Like, I guess maybe the bear. Like, the fact that you're, as a man, being like, I don't know.
The bear might be better.
Yeah, the bear might be a little bit more, we don't know it's going to care for it a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe not going to eat it immediately. Like,
maybe it's just going to be chill.
Maybe it's going to be chill. Maybe it'll comfort her. Like,
yeah. Take it in. Part of her little, her little cubs.
Now she's like Mowgli.
Full Tarzan.
Yeah.
I could not. But I thought that was fucking wild.
It was an interesting conversation to have. I think it was cool because you could see in his face he had never thought about it.
Never considered it.
And was just but like not only not thought about that scenario, because that's a weird scenario in itself, but just thought about like how women feel when it comes to dealing with men, and how our interactions are when it comes to dealing with men, and like the concern.
Yeah.
And it was very interesting to see that, because you see a lot of times where especially for a while there was a lot of times where men would come up to women and ask them for their number, and they were getting shot. They were getting like hit. They were getting stuff thrown on them.
A woman was tased.
Because they were not taking too kindly about being rejected.
Yep.
And it's stuff like that makes you go like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like,
and
do I reject this person? Am I going to be okay?
Yeah.
Am I not going to be okay?
But it's the fact that men don't have to think about that.
Yeah.
Men do not have to think about that.
Yeah.
They can just be like, nah, I'm good, and walk off. Me, I have to put on the fake smile. Thanks.
Like, oh, it's okay. I'm good. Or no.
Because I'm afraid that they're going to, get upset if I reject them.
You can't even be like, I got a man, because they don't care about that neither.
They do not care. They do not care.
What's that got to do with me and you? A lot.
Yeah, a lot, bro. A lot. But also, why do I have to use another man to prove the point that I don't want to talk to you? Right. Why do I have to do that? Why can't I just be like, no, or leave me alone, or no,
how
thank
dare
you? Yeah.
How dare you?
How dare you deny me?
These men are the greatest gifts that God has ever created for any human woman alive.
I cannot. Most of them are fucking ugly too. They are ugly.
That's one thing they're gonna have, is the audacity.
They always have the audacity.
The audacity.
The audacity. It's upsetting, honestly.
It's interesting, because I'm like, on one end, I'm like, I like that level of confidence. Not for you though. Like I wish that you wouldn't, but like,
yeah,
that's kind of cool. You just confident. You don't give a fuck about nothing, and it's like, that's cool. But like, also learn how to be rejected.
100%.
Stop being a child about shit.
100%.
There's no reason you should ever like want to shoot somebody or tase them or slap them or punch them because they told you no.
Yeah, I've been cussed out for being like, no, thank you.
Oh, I have been called all types of fat bitches and all types of shit. And I was just like, you literally 2 seconds ago, you were like, you are the most beautiful thing walking. I want to get your number. I said no, and now I'm this black ass, fat ass bitch. Yeah. And I'm like,
what? Yes.
Okay, have a good night.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your time. But that's the thing, is like, you still have to be polite. You can't even fight back and like pop off, because if you pop off, it might upset them more. So it's like, it goes back to the whole man or bear thing, because it's like, I would rather be with a bear.
Well,
I would rather deal with a bear than a man's rage from rejection. How wild is that?
That's wild.
Put me up against a fucking grizzly bear. I'd rather that than deal with a man who's potentially just gonna kill me because I fucking said no.
Help the bear! No,
I could not. Yeah. Did you ever hear, super side note, did you ever hear the story about Cocaine Bear?
No.
You've never heard the story about Cocaine Bear?
Mm-mm.
So this plane, I'm gonna say this side note, I feel like other people should hear about Cocaine Bear.
Okay.
So this plane going from, I can't remember which country, but there was a country that was transporting a lot of cocaine. They ditched the shipment and dropped it into the woods. Oh. This massive amount of cocaine, right? And this bear got into it.
Oh.
This bear got into it and had coke all over his nose, mouth. This bear was coked out and on a rampage.
Oh, I bet.
Running around, like jumping on trees, like all sorts of shit.
That's wild.
Like crazy. Wild. If I'm not mistaken, this bear died, obviously, because he just was sniffing so much coke, he OD'd. But they ended up stuffing this bear, and this bear is actually on display. I can't remember which city either.
Really?
It's on display somewhere. Yeah.
That's wild.
In like the main town hall or whatever. And they're like, this is Cocaine Bear. Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. I can only imagine because people be kind of wild on whatever, you know.
Yeah,
you
facts.
just never know.
I would rather be with a bear on cocaine
I don't know about that.
than a man.
I'll take my chances with a man.
I don't know, girl.
I'll take my chances.
I don't know.
A cocaine bear?
A cocaine bear.
Nah, I'll take my chances with a man. A sober man? I'll take my chances.
I don't know.
With a man.
Most of the time when they're assholes like that, they're not sober.
Yeah.
Anytime
Yeah.
I've been cussed out, they've been lit.
Yeah, that's always the case.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
always weird. It's a weird. So speaking of like rejection in men, I'm thinking about the time when I was driving Lyft, and I had this guy. Right?
That was good. That was good. Give me some. I'm sorry. I was gonna leave it alone, but I was like, yeah, give me some. You see that? Okay. Are we real podcasting right now?
So
Okay.
I was driving. So me and Shelby used to drive Lyft and Uber. We drove them.
Yeah.
Just to make some extra money. And there were times where you would pick up people and it would not always be like they have something now where they set up with Lyft. I don't know if they did it with Uber, but they kind of try to connect you with women.
Yeah.
They're trying to make it like a more safe.
Oh.
It's like women or
I didn't know that. Almost all my rides were men.
yeah. So they try. This is very recent.
Yeah.
So and I haven't driven since they made the change. But I got an email about it where they're trying to connect like women with other women or women with like the queer community. Like they're trying to do all that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, that's great. But I had this guy that I was riding at night, so I was already a little nervous.
Yeah.
So what I was doing was I'll pull my seat all the way up so that I can see the person.
Yeah.
And anything they're gonna do, I can make sure that I'm aware. I also have a knife in my thing
Same.
that stays open.
That stays there.
Yeah. So, but it was still an awkward situation, and he was talking to me the whole ride, and I was like, okay, whatever. And he was like, you know, have you ever dated any of your riders? And I was like, absolutely not. I've never dated any riders. I will never date any of the riders. And he was like, oh, that's a shame. You know, I just think you're beautiful. Blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, all right, we're in my car. It was fine. It would just got real quiet for the next 5 minutes. But even in that situation,
Yeah.
I was like, you know, this could really turn around,
Turn into
crazy.
something else. Yeah.
But I think the only thing that probably allowed it to not go crazy is a couple of things. One, he seemed like he may have been a decent type of dude, but also I was driving.
Yeah.
And I would have killed us both if I
Hell
had to.
yeah.
I would have if I had to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So he was probably like, if I trip out, she might kill us both.
Yeah.
And he would have been absolutely
That's
correct.
smart.
Yeah. But I think that was the only thing that like, cause I wasn't sure. I just wasn't sure what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But stuff like that it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And it's like scary because a
It
lot
is.
of times you do get men riders. And a lot of times, at least for, I know when I was driving, because it's not always, you know, on the days that I'm off, I was driving at night.
Yeah.
So that can always be a thing in itself.
I've always driven at night because I make more money at night.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's when the streaks are.
Yeah.
And it's just scary.
It is.
So I don't know. I think it can be very intense.
Yeah.
That's all. Yeah.
I've
it
had
can be
some
intense.
crazy experiences in fucking Uber.
Yeah.
Like I had the one guy who was yelling at me to play System of a Down. He spoke like very little English, but all he wanted to do was listen to System of a Down. It was like fucking 9:00 at night. I had the other guy that came in my car that was like on the verge of dying. His whole lung was coming out of his mouth. Just like, please don't die in my car. I don't have the energy for this today. Please just get out of my car and die, and then I will call somebody to help you.
Yeah.
Like, I just not in my car, please. And he smelled like cigarettes. I hate when they come in my car and they smell like cigarettes.
That is the worst for me, is having people. I'm very sensitive to smells.
Yeah, me too.
And especially like people smells.
Yeah.
And so like if their body odor is wild, or they smell like cigarettes, or they smell like weed or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I know it's gonna be in my car and other people are gonna have to get in the car. It
Yes.
bothers me. But I did find there's a spray.
Yes, I have the spray.
It's a spray specifically for if you're smoking the tree. Mm-hmm. But it smells amazing in your car. It smells amazing in your house, and it really gets rid of all those odors. It works wonderfully.
So good.
So
good.
in between rides, what I would do is I would just spray my car.
Yeah.
Let it air out a little bit before I had something.
Yeah, you have to let that shit air out, girl, because Deidre sprayed it in the car the other day, and I thought I was going to die.
Well, I also sprayed a lot, and it was a complete accident, but I was just like... But yeah, that spray was like a game changer because it really got those scents out. Because people come in with food, they come in smelling like crazy. Don't let them be coming off of work after a long, hard day.
Girl, I picked up somebody coming out of work and they smelled like straight ass.
Yeah.
I was like, you need to bathe. It doesn't smell like you've bathed in 3 days, bro.
Yeah.
Have you heard of deodorant? Some people
Crazy.
can't wear it. Understandable. No judgment. But also you stink. Like, it just smells bad.
Yeah. No, I get it. Them bad. Oof.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've had some crazy experiences though with Lyft, and I don't know, I think that's kind of why I stepped away a little bit, because there was a lot of stuff going on out here
Yeah.
that had me uncomfortable, and it
Yeah.
wasn't necessarily Lyft related, but it was just safety related.
Yeah.
So it kind of caused me to not. But I had an experience that was wild. So
Listen to this.
I was
Buckle up.
driving, and I picked up this lady, and she was riding around, and you have a destination. Well, she kept changing where her destination was, and I'm like, okay, girl, you about to get me trafficked, or like what's about to happen, because this is getting a little bit weird, because she had changed it like 4 times.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right. So then she finally goes, because I eventually am like, hey girl, what's up? And she's like, hey, I'm really sorry to keep changing it. I'm just trying to catch my man. I think he's with my best friend. And I'm like, what?
At that point, I'd be like, I'm on board.
I
I don't know you. Let's go.
buckled in. Like, I was just like, all right, girl. Well, I was like, where else do you need to go? Like, she's like, all right, so we're like going from place to place or whatever. And she's telling me all about this friend, and how the friend lives in, like, I think she lived in like Melbourne or something like that. But she was always in the area right by their house, which was very far.
Weird.
Very, very weird.
Weird.
Very weird. She didn't really have a reason to be out there that far.
Yeah.
Unless she was going to go see her man.
Yeah.
So she's like, I just know that they're together. I've seen little things. I've heard little things. I just need to physically catch them in the act. And I was like, girl, like, it sounds like you got everything you need. You don't really need to catch them doing anything.
Yeah.
And so she's like, yeah, I guess you're right, blah, 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 blah. But then she told me something extremely key.
What was it?
Homeboy was 20 something.
Uh-huh.
She was, I think, 40, late 40s.
Okay, mama, get that young meat.
He was young. I know. I'm going to just say, I know he was a
Yes.
black man. I know he was a black man. I know he was
What was she?
white.
Oh, yeah. No,
I know,
she stuck.
because of where I was at, I was like, you dealing with a black man.
She stuck.
Not saying that black men like do anything wild. I just, because of how she was reacting.
Yeah.
I was like, nah. And the area that I was in.
There's just something about ethnic men in general that
just
women
really
get stuck.
do it. Just really
Women
do
just
it.
really be getting stuck on them.
Y'all
I'll be
be, y'all be doing the things. All of the things.
all the time. We love you for it.
Love y'all
Thank
down.
you. Thank
to
you.
our detriment.
Yes.
But,
I disagreed. I was like, yes.
yes. No, but I was like, yep. And then she was telling me, she's like, he's beautiful. He's this dark. And I was like, So she was telling me all this, and now it's been like an hour. And I'm like, all right, girl, like, I got to get to other rides or whatever. But then she's like, you know what? I'm about to call him, or I'm about to do this and this and that. So I'm like, all right. So then we drive by another spot and we see his truck.
Okay.
I was like, all right. I said, hey, girl, I don't mind driving you around, but it's preventing me from getting other rides. So I can turn this off, but you're going to have to pay me for the rest of the night. She said, okay.
Nice.
So we drove around. I was invested. I wanted to see if she's gonna catch this man cheating. I was invested.
And you getting paid.
I was getting paid to just be nosy.
Yeah.
This wasn't even my shit.
It's my favorite.
It was my favorite.
Yes.
I was like, girl, this is exciting.
Yes.
Like, but it was wild. It was wild because we drove all over the city.
Yeah, but did she find her?
No.
Godly.
So his truck was there.
White
Then she
women.
thought she saw her best friend's car, but the place that they were parked at, it wasn't. The business was closed.
Yeah.
So she was like, they probably walked over here, and he works there, and da 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 da. So she used to walk over and da 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 da. And I'm just like, girl,
I'm just gonna tell you,
you have all the answers. All the answers are right here.
It's right here in front of your
all
face.
Of them.
But also, I don't have the fucking energy for that.
Had that been my own situation, probably wouldn't have done it. But because it was not my own, I was invested. I'm sorry.
Exactly.
I was invested. I was like, this
Exactly.
is messy as hell. What are we going in
What's
for?
going to happen?
I was hoping we caught him.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it was I talked to her while we were driving, and I was just kind of trying to motivate her and really like see where, and then this was the other part. She had only been with this man for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, she was fucking with it.
And she was moving.
Yeah, that's wild.
She was moving to a completely different state. So I was like,
down.
I said, is he moving with you? She was like, no. I said, girl, why are you worried about this man? Yeah. Y'all not even gonna stay together when you leave? She was like, no.
She was down bad. I think she just wanted to catch him.
She did. She said she needed to see it with her own eyes in order to leave him alone. And I was like,
well, you about to move whole states. You gonna be leaving him alone, no problem.
And he gonna fuck your friend anyway.
And he gonna fuck your friend anyway. That's wild. I don't have the energy for that. Don't. If I suspect it, I'm just like,
Yeah, I mean, there was so much stuff that she was telling me that I was like, girl, you literally know he's cheating on you.
Right there.
Yeah, he is cheating on you based off what you told me.
Yeah.
So
why can't you just accept it? But hey, you got a whole adventure out of it.
I sure did.
And you got some extra cash.
I did.
Yes.
I did. I probably made more that night than I would have probably made if I picked up other people.
If there was a fucking job that was like, I will pay you to be nosy, I would be the best.
I need you to search this person. I need you to go be nosy.
Say less.
Say less.
Say less. You gonna pay me for it? I'm doing it. No problem.
On my way.
I will find sisters, brothers. This bitch will learn your whole fucking social security number. No problem. Like
I'm not good like that. Y'all don't think I be out here hacking.
She be finding out all sorts of shit. But I wish I could get paid to be nosy. I am nosy. I am nosy, and I know my truth. And I am a nosy bitch. Yeah. If I hear anybody gossiping about something, I'll be like, what was that? What was that? What you saying? What you saying, girl? Let me in on the tea.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the most exciting one I've had.
Love that.
It was great.
Love that. I haven't had anything really exciting like that.
Yeah.
I don't really want anything exciting like that.
That was the only one because I was riding around a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we were in that same little area, but still, we drove in circles.
Yep. So any Uber drivers out there, especially females, be safe and be careful.
Keep something on you.
Always keep something on you, and make sure if you are going to keep pepper spray, that you know how to use it, and that it's not expired.
Yeah. Oh, and I did have a lady that I picked up. Her sons worked for some gun company or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, you really should have a gun on you. And I was like, girl, I'm black. I'm not trying to keep a gun in the car.
No.
I'm just not. Like, I understand we got constitutional carry right now, and you can do all the things without any permits and shit like that. I just don't want to have any other reason for anybody to accidentally, possibly, maybe, potentially shoot me.
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yep.
I don't have the energy for it. I just don't.
Understandable.
I said, I understand it's a safety thing, girl, and I appreciate you giving me this information. I said, but I will not be carrying a gun in the car.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to die.
Yeah. Understandable.
I just don't.
I get it. I totally get it.
But
I understand.
Make sure y'all have something to keep yourself safe, whether it's having somebody know your location or having like a little knife on you or some pepper spray, like she said. Make sure you have something to keep safe.
Something, even a little taser. They have small tasers now.
Because you shouldn't be riding out here naked.
You know what's wild is my ex-husband. He told me that he doesn't trust me to have a gun in the car because he thinks I'm going to shoot somebody.
That's fair.
Because he asked me, he was like, if you were getting robbed, what would you do? I was like, I'd fight them. He's like, no, you're supposed to let him take the car. I said, the fuck? I said, I'm not going to let nobody take my car. I paid for that fucking car. I was like, this is the difference between somebody who grew up privileged and somebody who did not. I grew up, we didn't have money like that.
Why would you just let them take the car? I mean, I get it. There's certain points where you just got to let it go. But like, bro, and like for me, I'm still paying on my car. So unless you go take over these payments, please take it. You want the insurance number? What else you need? Like,
I'll give it all to you if you don't pay it off.
You got to pay that bad boy off though. Don't let that shit go in default.
Don't let it go in default. But yeah, he was like, I don't trust you with a gun.
I mean,
and I was like, honestly, it's not. It's fair.
Yeah, that's probably.
It's fair.
That's smart.
It's fair. Anyways, be safe, Uber drivers.
Y'all rideshare people. Be safe.
Be safe. Great.
That was our episode today, guys.
That's the episode. It's a little short, but we are...
Actually, it's not that bad.
We are struggling. We have been struggling. But thank you guys for listening to us and being here for episode 22. We love you and we appreciate you. You know, like, follow, share, subscribe, all of that good shit. If you see like any of our reels or TikToks and you want to share them, we would greatly appreciate it. We are still in the works of all of that other stuff that's going on, but just stay tuned. It's going to be good.
Yeah.
But
we'll send out stuff once we get it going.
For sure.
So we can keep y'all up to date. And hopefully you'll join in and be there with us so we're not talking to ourselves.
Absolutely. Yeah, we would really appreciate that because it would be... I mean, we talk to ourselves all the time.
True.
So actually kind of be like, whatever.
Yeah, I guess.
But we would really like some people there to be able to join and chat with us and all of that. But anyways, thanks for being here. And until next time, guys.